Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. You can see we're really up against the ropes here in a number of ways. Running out of time, needing an incredible score. They still have 6 flags left. Um, so yeah, thanks everyone for being here. Real quick, if you're not already subscribed, make sure to subscribe. And I have an announcement that I'll be making partway through this video, so make sure you stick around for that as well. So, thanks everyone for being here. Good morning, good evening, depending on where you are. Yes, I would love another 6 one-shots today. We'll see what we can do. Cool, exciting thing that happened is I got my purple monotroop to 23 before this war, so that way I can use Proteus and Hell at essentially fast speed, which is a first for me and something I'm very excited about. Maybe I'll turn this off. Alright, so I've got all 6 flags. They are holding on to 6 flags, so that's a little bit worrisome. We have 11, so we could probably get about 600 points if they were all perfect hits. I don't think they can be all perfect hits, so we'll see what we can do. How are you? Doing well? Mr. Spock, all good? Yep. Hello from Sweden. Welcome. All right, let's see what we can do. So, 62 points, so we got to go for points here. So let me take a quick look at some of these targets. Maybe you guys can help me remember some of these targets. I'm looking for anything 60 and over to start. So far we had Patamaksata, who is also the person, that is saving their flags. Okay, so that is a really good one. Wow, 63. We're going to start there. Night Killer. Okay, there's another one. Alfrag A. So that'll probably be my Black Knight team. Alright, so let's start front and center here. 63 points is very nice. Alright, so Kingston Tank, very low stats despite having a crit troop. We have Vela on the side, but this is Equalizer. We have Clarissa, but this is Equalizer, so this is not a very strong team. So I think I'm not going to use red primarily because Kingston is immune to that burn. What am I going to use? So the biggest threats here, Vela is a decent threat. Equalizer is going to help a lot. June is the other primary threat, but we do have to be careful that Kingston is almost certainly going to hit us. Same with these other center 3. So I'm going to reserve Black Knight for that Telluria or Alfrag team. So let's see. What do I like here? I think I might go green with double Kurils, perhaps. Green to hopefully take out Vela. Kurils don't have any cleanse for the dot damage, but we won't take too many turns of it. Okay, let's try that. So that is Frigg. Hansel. Our own Kingston. And where are these guys? Not that far down. There they are. Okay. So I think this is pretty good. Very strong shot that Kingston hits someone that he fires. Quick announcement. If you're new to the video or you're watching this on the replay, I'm going to do my war attacks as quickly as possible, partly depending on the time and partly so that people who are here just to see that aren't forced to watch all the rest of it. If you have any questions, make sure to stick around towards the end and I will happily answer those questions. So I'll be peeking into the chat periodically, but I'm going to try to save any of those kind of things like what's your favorite hero and stuff like that until the end, so make sure you stick around. I'm playing this on an iPad Pro right now, trying to get a little bit more, a little bit of a larger screen for you guys. All right, let's do it. Let me double check the troops one more time. Looks good. All right, pressure's on. Let's see what we can do. Okay. So not a lot of moves, no blue matches. I've got a nice 4 greens down the middle. Then I'll need another 4 greens to charge my fast heroes. I could do the yellow-green combo. I don't think Kingston can stand up to too much here, so I might want to just take all those greens right now. Don't see any better moves. I don't see a way to even set up better moves. So let's just take all those greens now and see what that leaves us with. Okay, didn't make too much of a dent in Kingston, so he's definitely going to be going off. What can we do? So we need more matches, obviously. He's going to fire anyways. Let's try to burn some of these tiles down the middle. Okay, we're not getting what we need. First healer is down. Okay. That will clear the effects, so it's looking like we need... I don't want Kingston to go off again, but this gives me a shot at multiple... Okay, nice. Alright, so now to focus on the most dangerous. June is probably the most dangerous. Okay, so the other thing is I have a green diamond, so that's a very strong follow-up. A lot of those greens are going to hit the left side, which is also very fast. Fast. We have one fast hero, one very fast hero. So I'm thinking it's better to use Hansel on that side. But the other thing is that Samkeetha is going to cleanse. Samkeetha is going to cleanse any ailments that I place along with this War Equalizer. So let's let it ride another turn. Okay, so Equalizer is going to go off in a way that does not help me. So let's waste a turn here. Alright, so Equalizer is going to go off. So we need to actually stop Samkeetha because we cannot afford for her to cleanse. So we're going to do this. Let's see, are those 2 tiles going to kill Vela? Minus 44% defense. How much does she have? I don't think they're going to do that much. So let's just kill her. That'll give the attack down to June as well. And let's use our follow-up. Alright, so we'll just have to take the hit from Clarissa. Just let Kingston choose who he wants to choose here. Okay, and a revive. Alright, 1 down. Late you are, Mr. Spock. That is correct. I was late today. Alright, looks like you guys are just talking amongst yourselves, which is great. So, welcome everybody. If you're just showing up, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Looks like a lot of people are here, so the announcement, I'll save that until after one more attack. But yeah, make sure you are subscribed if you're not already. Okay. This is going to be my red team. with blues. Yeah, let's bring Lord Loki. Alright, so that's going to be, he's the best Alfreich counter in my opinion. Okay, so that's going to be, what do I say, red. But then who's my healer going to be? I can use Ariel and just use a different blue on my main team. So that's going to be this. Have a healer. It would be best to bring someone fast. Alright, so we've got Lord Loki as the counter. He's got the right troop. We need reds down the middle. So I could just bring another. So I have to be careful with the equalizer with Black Knight. Don't have the troops to bring another very fast red. Uh, hmm. Tempted to bring Bold Tusk, but he's sort of a counter to Black Knight. What do I want to do here? And I wouldn't. Yeah, I would have the troop form, so let's just do that. It's not ideal. We'll have to be careful about when we use him. Oh no, I have a healer already, dum-dum. So let's go crazy and let's bring Tyr. Get some resurrecting going on, perhaps. Maybe one of these days he'll work for me. Okay. So. Alright. We ready? We're ready. So, 3 blue matches and we win. Pretty much. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, is there any way to fix this lag? To be honest, I'm not sure why the lag is happening, and it doesn't happen for everyone, so I'm really not sure about that. I will have to look into it, but yeah, I don't know why that's happening, so I'm not sure what can be done by the same. Okay, so. I'm just going to do the yellow-blue to get my blues started. So I don't have the reds either. Okay, maybe we get a red diamond or something crazy. Okay, so that'll be 7 blues, which won't be quite enough. I don't even have 2 red matches. Let's see what we can do about that. Okay, so we've got our blue tiles now. Just missed the equalizer train, but let's do this. Alright, looking good. So let's go attack up. This is my favorite part. Let's steal this special. It doesn't hit Alfreich, are you kidding me? Alright. Might not have timed that super well with the equalizer. Yikes. Okay, great. I think we'll be alright. Oh boy. Oh boy. Got too excited. Okay. So, God, I cannot tell what the timing here is going to be. I've heard people say when it's like half full, don't use anything. And I'm kind of getting that feeling now. So let's just see if we can finish her off. She's pretty tanky, so that, okay, good. So that's a good start. Can hold on to Black Knight for a second because, okay, that's not going to happen yet. So this is where I'm not sure. I think Equalizer happens. So when I make a move of tiles, it will then be their turn. I think the Equalizer happens right after that and right before their turn. So let's see if that's correct. In which case, it's a big disadvantage for me. Yep, that's correct. Alright, but perfect timing to steal her riposte right before she kills herself with it. And goodbye. That would have been a good boop moment, but I didn't think of it in time. Alright. I think he's going to kill himself, right? Nope, Equalizer's going to go off. And he won't have the chance. Alright. And... Alright, off to a good start. So let's see, we have 6 flags. They have 6 flags. They're up by 84 points. So definitely disadvantage us. Oh, he's using his flags now. Alright. He's going for big points too. So, as I suspected, he was waiting for the... Oh, I think she should be waiting for cleanups. I'll see what happens. Alright, so I was going to go for this team next. 62 points. Dangerous team, but one weakness. Slow healer on the wing. Other than that, there's a lot of nastiness here, so I'm tempted to go blue and try to force Zemkeitha to go off. So I've already used 2 teams and I haven't used any purples, and I do have a strong advantage on Proteus now, so let's do that here. Let's go blue and purple. So blues, that's going to be Cobalt, Finley, Magni, or Vela. Magni's a bit redundant, but alright, and then we're going to go, there's a lot of snipers here, so I'm going to bring this stronger Proteus and stronger Regard as well. 23! Love it. Alright. Swap these two. Okay, are we ready? We are ready. Alright. Yeah, we should have had 56 more points, but one of our players had a game crash during, so... Oh yeah, so I was going to make a quick announcement. That quick announcement is that Nittany Lion Roar and myself will be doing our second episode of the Watchtower this coming Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so you'll have to go on Google and figure out what time that is depending on where you are in the world. But we're very excited to be doing the second episode here. It was very well received the first time, and we had a lot of fun doing it, so perfect reason to keep doing it. So let's see, I should be posting that or scheduling that live stream soon. I think it lets you comment on there, and so if it does, make sure to go into that scheduled live stream and leave your comments about what you would like to see. I don't know if those comments go away, so that might not be the best idea. If anyone knows that answer, let me know later on. So I'm in California, which is Pacific Standard Time, so as long as you know that it's 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, you can just go on Google and ask it to convert that into your time zone. Or there's probably an online tool that will do that for you. Okay, so based on the timing here, I think I got to get moving. But yeah, very excited to be doing another one of those. It was a lot of fun the first time, so I hope you guys will join us for that. This time it will be on my channel. We're going to alternate every episode on the other's channel. So this time it will be on my channel, and you should see that link going live, and I'll probably do a community post announcement or something like that, and then you can set a reminder for yourself. So, very excited to be sharing that with you guys. Monotroop does not activate ninjas. That's where you're wrong, Arthur. A level 11 troop on the ninjas makes it so the ×2 charge happens in 9 tiles instead of 10, which is the equivalent of putting a level 23 troop on an average speed hero, so they charge in 9 tiles instead of 10, which is a huge difference. So, Monotroop definitely works on ninjas, and it's very important. You only need a level 11, so normally I would give the 23 to Ariel on my standard blue team, but you can see that my secondary troop is not at level 11 yet, so I'm working on that, but I'm out of feeders. So yeah, Ninja Heroes and Monotroops, very good combination. Alright. Oh, I hate when that happens. Okay, so that's going to be, whoops. Easy, buddy. And Magni, come on. Where's that Proteus? Okay. Let's go. Yeah, Costume Regard maybe is not the best choice, but if I can time him, that attack boost does make a big difference. As you can see, I'm not very good at thinking about Equalizer War. Alright, so we have a chance at a blue diamond. I'm definitely going to take that because my blues are going to absolutely wreck if I can get it, and I got it. Slow clap. So we'll take the blue diamond. We'll take the full blue diamond. Let this equalizer go off. It's going to hit me with the attack down, unfortunately. But only on Finley. Wow, it almost killed Finley. Okay, so who do I fear most? It's definitely this left side, because we have a sniper, an AoE hitter, and another sniper. The right side I don't worry about as much. Sartana is definitely one to be feared. But if I had to pick a side, it would be this side, and I do have to pick a side. So, or do I? So I could just hit Magni down the middle. Yeah, let's do that actually. So we'll go Magni down the middle. We'll go Finley on her just to deal some damage. Not a lot. And then we'll go I'm one tile away from Cobalt hitting everyone. So let's set up that blue match, which will kill Kingston. Oh, shoot. We're going to lose our defense down now. Or now someone's going to die. Oh, great. Alright, we still got defense down, so let's make it count. I think I can have my cake and eat it too. Kill Zimkitha, and I was hoping to kill Sartana also, but that didn't happen. Okay, that worked out pretty well. This is gonna take one hit. Okay, Finley is down. That should do it. And Vivica is all alone, but not for long. We'll put her out of her misery. Okay, do I like Magni? I only use the costume version just because the other one is so squishy. I think the other one still has... thank you, Andre, for the slow clap. I think the costume version definitely has its benefits, but since I use Finley so often, I don't use Magni as much. But as I start leveling up more blue heroes and I can build more blue teams, Magni will be a pretty essential part of that. Alright, so are they out of flags now? He's still holding. Alright, yeah, we're done. It's over. He just got 2 huge one-shots, and he still has 4 flags left, so we'd be lucky to catch them. at the score they're at now with these 5 flags. No, we could top the score they're at now. But, damn. So we probably get about a little less than 300 points, which would be competitive, but he would have to really collapse on his final hits. These are pretty tough teams left, but he took out some tough teams too. So we're not going to worry about that. I'm going to do the best I can. So, alrighty. Let's look for the next highest points. 57, 56, 56, 57, 59 with a Catalan. Non-costume version. And that's pretty dangerous too. Also 59. I think I should go purple here, because I know I'm going to use a purple team, and that gives me an advantage against one of the more annoying flanks. And should I go yellow here? Yes, but that is very dangerous for my yellow team. Maybe I'll do no, I don't have my 23 troop in yellow yet. It's the last one I'm waiting on. And the troops are really low here though, but I'm worried about the AoE damage of the left side, because my Death Star team is pretty fragile. But I do have Hell at faster speed now, so I'm going to go here first. Or do I want to go here first? Let's go here first. Let's dust off the old Death Star. Is this the main one? 763? Or is this the main one? No. Alrighty, so now we're going to go with Hell, Guard. So I'll have to be careful with the equalizer here, both for Gazelle's Dancing, Jackal's Elemental Defense down, and Hell's Mana Freeze. You can see that yellow troop is almost there, but not quite. What's the difference in defense? 3% is not very much. Alrighty. Make sure I got the right team. Let's do it. So if you're just showing up, wow, there's 150 people here, that's awesome. If you're just showing up, make sure to save your questions for the end based on the amount of time left in the war and me trying to be respectful of people watching it on the replay or people that are here just to catch the war attacks themselves. Hold all of those more interesting, juicy questions until the end, and I will happily answer them when we get to that point. All right. All right, all right, all right. So we need to bring some more stuff in. Red diamond, if only that was good. Don't quite have the second yellow match. Shoot. So she's going to go off anyways, and Equalizer won't be far behind, so I'm going to get a yellow diamond. Didn't even know that was going to happen. Alright, and we got a purple diamond. Wow. Oof. Okay, so normally I would take the purple diamond so nothing has the chance of messing it up. But I don't want this Jackal to die before he's able to do something. Oh, like that. Okay, so most dangerous on the field for me right now is probably Gravemaker, because you can see how little HP I have between those two Jackals, which are the heavy lifting portion of my team. Alright, so we're not going to use... Boy, what do I do now? Alright, we are going to use the yellow diamond in hopes that it's enough to kill Demisha, knowing that I'm going to lose this dancing immediately after. And it was enough. Wow. With the whole board that reset? All right, and you did. Sweet. All right, I'm gonna do a 60 pull on troops. That's pretty dedicated, man. I don't know why I have such a hard time using any gems on troops. Just feels like a ripoff to me, even though you can use troops on all your teams. Okay, so we're catching up. Still holding flags. He's online right now, just watching this play out. Okay, so we're just gonna do what we can. We already have a great score, but they have a greater score. So let's go purple here, which is going to be Onyx. Oh, do I want to bring Tibertus? We will evaluate that in a second. So this would probably be my purple team. Is this a minion team? There are a lot of minions. 2 druids on the left with Telluria. So we could... I'm always tempted to go purple mono, but I don't have the troops to justify it. So we're going to need a healer, which is why with all these druids and with Telluria, I'm tempted to bring Bira instead. And then other heroes that can capitalize on the defense down from Tibertus. But who would that be? So we need a healer. Because I could bring like Lady Woolerton and Odin. Odin would nicely capitalize on the defense down. And while it's true that Bira's stuff will be cleansed by the Equalizer, it's also true that as long as the minions are alive, it comes right back. So she's, for a dot damage ailment hero, she's pretty good for Equalizer. Okay, so Lady Woolerton is sort of a weak, squishy healer, but I think I can get away with her because I have basically a secondary healer in Bira. So that would be Odin. Boom. Okay, so we have Kage, who's definitely a dangerous sniper. You could take out almost any one of these heroes right away. Oh, I should probably have a Dispel for Sif, because my purple team would just kill itself. So maybe instead of Tibertus, I go with thinking maybe instead of Tibertus I go with Kage, but then I'm thinking maybe instead of Bira I go with Regard and then ditch this healer. What healer would I use? Or, I mean, what other yellow would I use then? I could use my own Sif. Yeah, I'm kind of out of yellows. Okay, so I think I'm taking too long, so let's reset our target here. Onyx, yeah, I think I should go Kage, and then I think I should actually go Proteus, since I know, because I can't put the Mono Troop on him, so we'll save him. Okay, so that makes this, nope, because I don't have the Mono Troop for Regard. Okay, original plan now. I need a third purple Mono Troop. Okay, so we'll go back to our original plan. Alright. That's potentially pretty good. And Onyx also dispels and blocks. Really? I just reset this. Okay, boom, boom. Odin. And the brave little puffy sheep. Probably shouldn't put a Mono Troop on her though. Let's put bump up her stats a bit. Okay, that looks good to me. Here we go. Also running out of time, so I gotta make sure that there are no wasted attacks on the board. Okay, how do I want to start this? See if we can get more yellows and purples in here. No. Red diamond, huh? Didn't want to get him going too quickly. Oh, that sucks. Hopefully he survives Teleria, probably not. Oh, shit. Okay. Alright, so we're going to... Oh, we don't have hardly any yellows on the board at all for Odin. So we definitely have to heal. Sif is almost going off. Let's line up one more purple to hit Sif with. Okay, that's not what I wanted to happen. Oh, that is what I wanted to happen, though. Alright. Okay, so not many yellows on the board, unfortunately. Equalizer's about to go off. So using Odin is not a good idea. And using Onyx is not a good idea. But killing her is a great idea. Okay, now we can get some minions out. So biggest threat, the left side is definitely heating up, and that is a big threat over there, but I've got no follow-ups. So let's try to kill Teleria and open up the ghosting lane here. Alright, so let's lead with that. So we'll go boom, boom, boom. Come on. Alright, so the minions are going to kill her soon after. Because I'd like to ghost those purples and get my two, instead of hitting Teleria with those purples that you can see there. Let's just do... I trust she'll get killed by minions. I'm going to hold Odin for another... Should I hold Odin? Yeah, we're going to hold him for one more turn. So let's just burn a turn here. Hope that Teleria doesn't die. God. Okay, so we have to kill Teleria so we can ghost these purples and mount the next part of our attack, so we'll get more minions. Who do I fear most? Since Onyx has a ×2 charge, let's focus on the left side. Equalizer is not going to favor me in this particular case, so getting rid of the defense down is a very good idea, so let's go for that. Come on. So Keith is going to go off anyways, so let's make her go off when her cleanse is going to be worth nothing. Anyways. Alright, we got minions alive, so that damage is going to come right back. You can only hit one, so that damage is going to stay. Okay. Looking good. The equalizer's going to go off. Did go off. Alright, so let's get our minions out again. Not that it matters anyways. This should kill, and this may or may not kill. It will. No, 281. God. Okay. Well, we'll let the minions finish him. Okay. So far, so great. Yep. And they just used their last... No, they didn't. Damn, this guy is finishing very strong. But he's probably saying the same to me. They just happen to have the lead. Alright. What's my final team? Got decent purples. Got good greens. Got another Gravemaker, so I should take reds. So maybe Vanda and Gravemaker, except they're not great for Equalizer. God, I brought Heimdall really let me down last war. So, do we have all blue and red flanks? We do. There's another 59 there. Slow Justice on the wing. A healer, but after the hitters. This is pretty good. I think I'm going to take that one. This is much more dangerous. There's also this one, but this is pretty dangerous too. Yeah. Hate Costume Catalan. Alright, this is the one. So, we're definitely going to want to bring reds. There's not really any ailments to protect us from, so Vanda is not looking that great, so I could do a strange team and bring not 3-2, strange for me. So, I want to bring a good combination of greens, reds, and blues. So green, I could go with Liana and Almer. Should probably bring another Regard and Proteus because I have them. And then maybe Gravemaker. But we want to do it, and so I already used the two better ones. See that fresh supply of Proteus down there? Okay. Alright, so, wow, 180, that's a record for the stream. Thanks everyone for showing up. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure to subscribe. If you're just arriving, new episode of The Watchtower is coming. That's the series that Nittany Lion Roar and myself are doing. That will be happening this coming Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is where Nittany Lion Roar himself is. I think I already said this, if you haven't subscribed already, be sure to subscribe. And if you have questions, please hold those until the end. I try to do my warheads as quickly as possible, so if people are here just to see that, we're able to give them what they want, and then can do questions at the end to give everyone else what they want. So win-win-win, your classic win-win-win situation. Okay, I'm thinking this team is good. Yes, people will say that Costume Regard is not the best choice, and they may be right, but I really want that attack up. But maybe the heal is more important, the reliable heal. Oh yeah, so this is our final attack here. We'll be jumping to questions in just a moment. So yeah, welcome everybody. Thanks for being here. Alrighty. So we're definitely gonna need Proteus here. We're up against something pretty challenging, but let's go for it. Okay, lots of greens and lots of reds. I like to see that. Okay, so I have multiple chances at a green diamond, which I want to take, but I also want to get that fire damage from Gravemaker going as soon as possible. So let's try this green diamond first. Okay, so we did get this one. Get the reds going over here. Perfect timing for Equalizer. So I need 4 green tiles, unfortunately. However, if I just charge up Liana first, okay, I was hoping that didn't happen. We do have both though, so this green diamond is going to be highly effective because we'll have decreased defense. So I'm going to focus on the left side. Actually, I have a lot of greens for the follow-up on that side, and I'm most worried about that side. So let's make sure we get rid of Sashat. Tank is gone. Healing would be nice. I don't want them to heal either, so let's just... No, Equalizer's going to go off. So... Should probably just kill Magni. And then Ghost. You bastard. Alright, so now we'll go with this over here and this. This tile should kill Magni. Alright, I don't think Proteus is going to survive, but we'll give him a try. Nope, that wasn't even nearly enough. Okay, Justice is starting to freak me out over there a little bit. Oh, God. Gotta keep ghosting. Okay, that should give me the heal. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Maybe should have saved that, but wanted to survive, and then Equalizer should mean that that wears off right now. Sweet. Just keep ghosting. Play it safe. Okay, that should be the end of it. Alright, well, it's a great war score. So we could have had, did they use all their flags yet? Still got one more. So I mentioned before that one of our teammates lost his points from one of his hits due to the game crashing, so not even a connectivity problem. But that still would have only brought us up to 63, 30-ish, and that still wouldn't have been enough. So we still have this one flag. That's a tough team. I doubt we're going to see a one-shot there. And they still have one flag left. This freaking guy's just sitting here. He might even be watching right now. Stream Sniper. All right, well, that's that. Let's see how we did. Oh, country. Incredible score, my friend. Wow, they had amazing scores. Yep, so we just got outplayed a little bit this time, which happens. That's all right. We just opened the war chest, so we're bound to lose somewhere in there. So hopefully the next few are good. But those are a bunch of really strong scores. All right, so let's see how our defense did. Oh, you... I know he's watching this right now and just going for me for salt in the wound. So maybe my defense will hold strong. That's funny. This guy is trolling me. All right, let's see how our defense did. So they held their attacks for a very long time, which historically is not a good sign in terms of us winning the match. All right, so that's 2 for the first, 2 for the second, one shot. So 5 flags, and we'll see what happens here. And then we'll get to questions. So thanks everyone for checking out the war attacks. If you have your questions, start to add those in the chat now, and I will happily answer those. And then as the banner says, be sure to like and subscribe. Haha, sucker! 14 HP left on Jabberwock. And Cobalt. Cobalt must have done some serious damage there with the Black Knight buff. So what I'm guessing happened there is he was not able to kill Black Knight before he went off. And so that attack boost, so then he may have killed Black Knight shortly after, but that attack boost was out there on the whole team. And this team is super dangerous. So at least that feels good right at the end. We were able to one-shot him and him not us. So timer's running out here. Let's see your questions, everybody. And what time is it? 10:04. If we end up going till about 10:30ish, 10:40, which may happen because I tend to just start talking and talking. But I'll have some Alka shards to turn into, which could be exciting. I've got a few 4-star ascension items from there, so we'll see if, and it is 10A, so that's 2 chances at a 4-star item, so we'll see if that happens. Um, okay, questions. I'm not going to scroll back past where the chat is for me, so if you asked one before and I didn't see it, please add that to the chat again, and I will happily answer it. So, oh man, that would have been really close if we had gotten those 50, even 60 points would have put us very close. So that's a really good score in my opinion, and probably in most people's opinions, especially for equalizer, which a lot of people don't really like. But that's the war. Okay, questions. Nice game, thank you. You're great, a worthy opponent, thank you. So it must be someone on the other team. Yeah, you guys played very well, so congratulations on your high scores. Congrats to our opponents. Great war results. All right, your Lucky Justice's costume isn't out yet. Yeah, remind me what her costume does. I can't remember. Um, and if anyone is unfamiliar, slow heroes with level 29 mono troops or like level 17 and the maxed emblemed mono bonus, something like that, they do become average speed. So from 12 tiles to 10. However, as you have heard me say many times before, I don't feel like 10 tiles is an advantage. And I kind of feel like the hero speeds are either fast or they're slow. I don't think average exists in most cases because typically you're matching in groups of 3, and that means average has to match 4 matches, which is 12 tiles and basically slow speed. So, yeah. All right, how do you know which path to look for a hero, attack, or defense? As I say every time, unfortunately, there is not a simple answer there. And there are different schools of thought. One way to look at it is the more HP you add to your team, the more the more points your team is worth in war, which can be looked at as a disadvantage. For heroes that are snipers like Geffion or someone like that, who has sort of lighter stats, very high attack stat, and then sort of lower defense. And I think her HP is in the 1200s, which we haven't seen really since Atlantis, I don't think, for attack heroes like that. I recommend just going all in on the attack, and I did that with Cobalt as well. So despite his defense being very low, I felt like his stats just didn't look that good to me if I tried to make them balanced. So I used one of those app tools to see what the different emblem paths look like. And so I'll choose what my intuitive path would be, and then I will see how that looks in the end, and then we'll try different ones, and we'll see based on how many emblems I have or where I think I'm going to end up with those emblems, what path looks the best to me. So I recommend playing around with it a little bit. It's hard to just theorize about it, but I think it tends to be better to accentuate the already base build of the hero. And you can see the same thing with Cobalt. So his defense is low, but his HP is very high. So yeah, that's what I have to say about that. All right, good game, everybody. Where's Shojua? He is right there. Next comment was him. Under his bed in the fetal position, licking his wounds. Must not have had the best war score for him. But you know, it happens. We had a very good score as an alliance, so can't win them all. And you know, we all know you're just subject to what happens with the boards. There is room for team composition and what teams you attack and how you move the board, but a truly bad board cannot be overcome. Okay, Mr. Spock, what is your opinion on this defense? Mother North, Krampus, Telluriya, Gravemaker, Clarissa. Far too soft on damage. So I would consider that team out of balance in a number of ways. One, towards the support hero group, which support heroes are important and they can be critical parts in many good teams, but that's just too many of them. So if you're I'm also not a big fan of the wing revivers anymore. I just feel like that kind of thing doesn't, depending on where, it depends totally on what your alliance ranking is and what kind of teams you're facing. But oftentimes, having a hero like that on the wing, I'm like, okay, cool. There's less threat there now, and I just need to make sure I kill her before she fires. Even if she does fire, it's still only a 50-50 chance that they come back, which is a pretty good chance. And it can come back to bite you sometimes, but usually I choose those teams. I'm like, all right, slow hero on the wing that does no damage. I just have to worry about getting rid of some of these other more potent heroes first, and then maybe I'll bring some mana control that I can toss on Mother North or Albie if they get if their mana starts getting too high and I'm not able to kill them yet. So I think too many support heroes, and then the attack heroes that you have um, are all sort of weaker AoE hitters, which also can be important heroes on a team, but you want to make sure you have some snipers to follow up on that. So I'd recommend only keeping at most two of the heroes from Mother North, Krampus, Tuluria, and then adding at least one sniper in. Ideally, there'd be more. So my philosophy on my team, there's no healer. I realize this is a pretty elite team, so I know that not everyone has these heroes, and I'm not saying that you need to, but just to explain my philosophy behind why these heroes are here. We have, a hero like Krampus, a taunt hero that can protect the rest of the team and increase their attack. I have two AoE. Well, I guess I have all AoE damage here, but kind of like two AoE hitters, like your Clarissa Gravemaker type hero, doing not sniper level damage to multiple heroes. And then Jabberwock is sort of like a sniper, and then Cobalt is also sort of like a sniper. I guess this is a somewhat strange team in that regard. But yeah, I think you need less support and more claws, if you will, because I don't think there's enough danger there. I wouldn't be afraid of that team with anything but the worst boards, because then everyone's going off, and that will be very hard to come back from. But yeah, I think I've made my point there. Not enough attack. All right, hey Mr. Spock, what team power would you recommend for Alliance Wars? Not sure what you mean. Typically, you want to put the strongest team that you can. Um, Almost always. The one exception to that is when I was in, let's see, when I was in one of like my first or second alliances. It might have even been when I was in this alliance like 460 days ago. I didn't have a very strong team yet compared to a lot of the other teams. And so I was considering the idea of like, what if I just put up a really, really weak team, and that way it will concentrate more of the points with the stronger teams. So I didn't consider the team that I had at that point to be much of a barrier. So it's like, oh, they're going to kill me easily anyways. I might as well make it super easy and put all the points with the tougher teams. So that way, if they fail against the tougher teams, they're not getting as many points. So I don't know if that's actually a good strategy. That's the only exception I can think of for why you wouldn't put the strongest team you can on the board. Because even if all of us put 1-star heroes with 1-star troops on the board, the amount of points on the board would not change. So you can't get around it. There's always the same amount of points divided up based on what your HP, your overall HP is for your team. Onyx, wing or flank? I'd say probably wing. It makes him a little bit slower to fire, but he's kind of squishy. I guess it really depends on the rest of your team, but he's kind of squishy, and you don't want him to get killed too easily. So I see them on the wing a lot, and that way, if you ignore them for too long and you get stalled out by what's happening in the middle, they can really come back to bite you. But on the flank, he will fire faster. There's just a higher chance of him dying sooner because he's on the squishier kind of glass cannon side, if you will, of high attack, low defense. Tough day for you, eh? Not sure what you mean by that. I think that was the same person that asked me if I'm all good. So I'm not sure. You seemed concerned for some reason. I did just roll out of bed and jump on the stream because it's morning for me over here, so I don't know if I sound tired or something like that. But who's your favorite hero? Who's the best hero? There's no best hero. And it's tricky to give one favorite hero because we never use heroes in a singular capacity. They're always being used as part of a team. So, like, and that's the thing I don't really like about the hero grading system is it's like it's analyzing that hero in isolation. And I realize that's the only way to do it. And so if you really want to put grades to things, then that's the way you have to do it because you can't isolate them in every possible team composition. Um, but I don't think it gives the right view of a hero. So I kind of feel the same way about answering what is the best hero or your favorite hero. It really depends on the team that they're in. Some heroes can be really effective in certain teams and really not effective in other teams. So my answer is going to be biased based on the teams that I'm using. But I'll just list off some of my favorite heroes. Hel and Proteus have to be up there. I've been using. I mean, they're basically the same hero. Hel's got a few other benefits of extra damage to yellow and all upfront damage, so the damage part can't be cleansed. But her stats at 480 are pretty much the same as Proteus's stats at plus 18. If you go all defense with him, which is what I recommend. But that style of hero is so good, and I've been using those in my teams, like the Regard Proteus combo I've been using for a long time. Like back when I was using, what was that team? Like Cademan, Kingston, and I can't remember who else. Didn't have Liana at that time. Yeah, someone in here won't remember what that throwback team was, but oh, Hansel. So yeah, I've been using Regard and Proteus for a long time. I don't use Cademan at all anymore. I still use Hansel, still use Kingston, but Proteus is an exceptional hero. I really love Cobalt these days. Using him with Finley, it's like you get 3 matches, and if there's a buff out, which there's a lot of buffing tanks these days, like Telluria, the damage is just really high. So Cobalt has his weaknesses in that his defense is very low. Um, but that's another favorite hero. Finley's a favorite hero. Regard is a favorite hero. Also like Gravemaker, obviously. Black Knight is one of my favorites. So yeah, there's a lot. Lord Loki is really fun too. And I realize these are a lot of very rare heroes, but I can only give that answer from my own perspective. Okay, where are we at now? Is Bertilla worth the tonics? It totally depends on your team. Um, if you don't have other greens, like if you're trying to choose between her and other good greens, like if it were me, I'd be like, all right, I have another Frigg, I have a Francine. It would not be worth it to me because she's slow, and I just really don't like using slow heroes whenever I can avoid it. Because 4 matches is a lot to get. Um, so yeah, her damage is high, but she's slow. She'll be good in events when you can just give her a super monopot and she's charged immediately because her damage is very high. Um, but for most cases, I don't think her ailment protection or the ailment part of her special. I don't think is very good. It's only casting back attack or defense ailments. So there will be times where that will be important and it will help you, but it's not as good as just a regular cleanse or like Lady Loki, for example, who redistributes those all cleansable ailments to enemies at average speed versus, I mean, Bertilla hits harder, but yeah, I think she has benefits. There might be people that come up with clever teams to use her in because if she has minions on her and those minions are killed, then she gains a certain amount of mana. I don't know if we know how much mana that is yet, but people will test that. So you could use her in like a minion team. These might be also very rare heroes, but like Freya and Bira, those minions are very dangerous together. And then if they were to die also, that could help charge up Bertilla to help finish things off. So there are clever ways you can use her, but across the board, she's not worth it for me. but it totally depends on your roster. If you have 12 tonics and she's the only green 5-star you have, then I'd say, yeah, that's a decent thing to go for. There's always the chance you'll get something else, but even if you got something else, you still have more tonics for it. So I think she can be a safe bet depending on what your options are. If I have Malia and Vinicius in the same team, which position I don't know which kind of team you're talking about. If you're talking about a tournament team, or not tournament, what am I thinking of? Yeah, it is the tournament. The weekly raid tournament is what I'm thinking of. If you have her in a tournament team like that, or those two, yeah, I don't know that it really matters where you put them. And if it's on offense, it doesn't matter at all, except for the fact that the center three positions are most likely to be hit by heroes that hit three heroes. So just keep that in mind. That's where tucking your weaker heroes on the wing comes from, and then that's where Jabberwock came and kind of turned that upside down because he was now able to hit those weaker spots, and you had to think more carefully about where you put your heroes. Okay. You have three ninjas. Consider using them. Combine. Yeah. So you have three ninjas. Why not use them all together for the dodge skill? I haven't ascended Micah yet, who is the third ninja. So those family bonuses only work for unique heroes. So for example, you couldn't use three kobolds on the same team and get the effect of having three ninjas. That only counts as one ninja. So that could be a decent team. Again, I haven't maxed Micah, so I only have two. I could use them together, and that could be a good idea, is for me to put Onyx on my defense team just to get that dodge and potential counterattack, because that just could be nice. But yeah, I wouldn't consider using the three I have together because I don't think I would make a very good team out of purple, blue, and yellow. So I don't feel like I really need that part. I use the purple and blue on my farming team, and so it is funny to see when the dodge happens, but I don't really need it in a farming team. So yeah, there can be good ninja teams, but I think the best three ninjas to use are definitely Cobalt, Onyx, and Garnet. I don't have Garnet. Still mad about that. um, but yeah, those are the best three to use together. I've seen other teams using Micah, but there's no advantage once you add a fourth ninja. Have y'all made any decisions on recruiting? No, we're going to do that today now that the war has ended. Look into what our options are. So we'll keep you guys posted. We're making the decisions collectively as a team, so it has to do with sort of everyone in the alliance weighing in if they want to, so it doesn't come down to just me or just any one other person. Um, and there's a decent likelihood we'll have more openings in the future. So if you're interested, make sure you're subscribed and you just keep an eye on those kinds of posts. If you did apply and you don't get in, I'm very sorry about that. Like I said, it's just a decision made by all of us, so it's yeah, just a collective decision. I don't want to be the kind of alliance leader that just makes decisions on my own. I think it's nice to be part of a team, and that's what I really enjoy about it. So I do let anyone who wants to weigh in. But thank you for everyone. Thank you to everyone that has applied, and we will let you know what we have decided shortly. What is your opinion on this defense? I already answered that one. Thoughts on Jean-Francois for defense? So people love to crap on on Jean-Francois. Whoa, wait, my chat just suddenly went flying. Sorry, I lost my spot here. All of a sudden it just came flying in. Thoughts on Jean-Francois for defense? So people love to crap on Jean-Francois, I'll say it again. But he's definitely dangerous, and I definitely fear him in defense, because if you don't have that cleanse, you're taking like, I think as much as 350 damage per turn to everyone. And then he also has that defense down flip thing and increased defense against ice. So he's got a lot going on, and the damage is very high. In defense for war, hopefully you don't have to use him as a tank because he's not very tanky. Um, but at the same time, as a tank, he's going to go off a lot faster, so there's less of a chance that someone has a cleanse ready yet. But he's definitely a dangerous hero. I would not hesitate to ascend him, obviously, depending on what your options are, but he's not a hero you should feel bad about having. He's definitely a dangerous hero. And even with the heroes that I have, I still worry about that cleanse. However, my favorite thing to do lately, which I'll have to post a video about this with Jean Francois, is with my standard raid team, which is Cobalt, Finley, Ariel, Gravemaker, Black Knight. I wait till I get a ×3 charge from Cobalt, and Finley is charged and Black Knight is charged. I let Jean Francois go off and then usually cleanse the fire damage. Then I'll use the attack up from Black Knight. And then using Finley first, you would think is a bad idea because I don't get the defense down from Finley. But what it does is it gives them an additional defensive buff. And when Cobalt has maxed emblems, he has a 25% chance to deal 15% extra damage for every active defensive buff. So it essentially just boosts his damage because the ×3 charge bypasses all defensive buffs. So the fact that that buff is there doesn't matter at all, and it just can boost his damage even further. So I'll make a video of that because the damage can be absurd, but that's like 100% best case scenario of like having a strong attack up, having tons of defensive buffs active, having Cobalt at ×3, which is 14 to 15 tiles depending on your troops, and the 25% chance that he procs the Jinx talent. So it's not something that people need to worry about as like happening every time. It doesn't happen that often, but it's just really satisfying when it does, and it's fun to try. Okay. So, goals of being that strong someday. I've been playing for 2.5 years and nowhere close to where you're at. How many heroes do you have? How many heroes do I have? I have a lot of heroes. I think I have 275 roster spots, I guess, and I think I have 260 heroes because I think I have 15 open spots right now. But I'm sorry to say it, I've fed away a lot of 5 stars. Usually season 1 classic heroes where I'm like, I don't need 5 copies of Justice. I'll probably not even ever level one of them. I remember in my early days the pain of watching other people level away heroes that I wanted. But yeah, it's as always with this game, it's just dependent on your own roster and what your options are. So people's decisions will vary wildly depending on what they have and what they don't have and what they like and what they don't like and all that kind of stuff. So no one approach is wow, getting a lot of advertising going on here. Come on, guys. Okay. Deals. Oh, this must be Justice. Deals 240% damage, increased by 50% for each dead ally. Gives herself 24% mana generation. Okay. I don't think 24% is enough to bump her up to the next speed, like from 12 tiles to 9 tiles. But if you did have a level 29 troop or the mana emblem node, that could actually make her fast speed potentially with the costume bonus. I don't remember where that breakpoint is for slow heroes. But yeah, there's the potential that if she fires once, that the next time could be at fast speed, which would be pretty dangerous for her. Not, well, functionally fast, so 9 tiles, not a true 8 tile speed. The damage doesn't stop at 440%, by the way, it keeps stacking. How can it keep stacking if you only can have 4 dead allies before the match is over? Question. Who is your favorite alliance mate and why is it TL? So I actually don't really like that guy. Don't tell anyone because it could make things kind of awkward, but no, I'm just kidding. No, I think we have a great alliance, and I'm really happy with the group that we've put together. The channel has been a great way to find a broader amount of people. So again, thanks to everyone who is a part of this bigger group with us and who's interested in recruiting. I think having that kind of stuff in common, I guess, makes for a really fun group because we tend to be sort of on the same page with most things. So I really appreciate the alliance that we've put together, both from myself and with the help of other members. All right. Good score, Spock. Congrats. For the watchtower, would you like to tackle the cost of diamonds, hoping that small giant would sober up and lower it? I don't think I can approach that, unfortunately, and the cost does vary depending on what country you're in. So I know they do, I know for a fact they do watch some of my videos because I have been contacted by them about that in not a good way, where they're like, hey, we're going to put a copyright strike on your video because you used images from beta and you're not allowed to. So I was like, cool, thanks for that. Despite there being tons of other live videos that are doing the same thing, but that's okay. Yeah, so I wish I could say that I could help there, but I highly doubt they're going to watch an hour and a half live stream. But maybe we can consider doing another suggestion video, and then everyone can chime in the comments about what they want to see happen with some of the problems that we might all collectively agree on. So I won't rule that part out. Um, what can I do with Norns? Is she even worth leveling up? So any average speed hero is just going to be so much better once you get a level 23 troop. I do have Norns as well. She doesn't make sense on defense because her ailment thing of making you weaker to certain colors has no effect on defense because slash attacks, which is how the defense attacks, slash attacks are colorless. So you can't increase the slash attack damage by making someone weak to another color. Her damage is decent, but it's just that she just does damage only. So I think there are better heroes to use. Again, like I mentioned for Bertilla, if she's the only yellow hero that you have, then it makes sense to level her, especially if you have plenty of materials. But she's a much better offensive hero. I don't think she has like a really exceptional niche. I think she's just kind of an average hero in terms of quality. So that's what I can say about that. All right, about 10 or so more minutes, and then we can open some Alka shards too. Okay. Mr. Spock, Necesitas, and Fugador. So I understand all of that except for Fugador. I think that's like player. Do you need a player? Are you recruiting? Maybe is what that's asking me. We are. So if anyone is here that hasn't already applied, basically, if you go to the community section of my YouTube channel, which you can do from the YouTube app or from the web version of YouTube, there's a community tab there where you can see all the posts that I make in chronological order. So the most recent one is the recruitment post. So make sure to make your own comment there in response to what is mentioned in the post itself. It's getting down to the wire here because we are going to start making some decisions today. But maybe if you hurry, there's still time, if that's what you're even asking me. Congrats, Spock. Thank you, sir. What's up, bro? What do you do when the game feels like it's blah? Yeah, that definitely happens. I think some of it has to do with expectations, and if you start expecting too much, or like if you get good hero pulls and then you expect always to get good hero pulls, a lot of those expectations can take a lot of the fun out of the game. So what my recommendation is, and why I still enjoy playing this game after, which is a fairly simple game, after almost a year and a half now, is finding what you like about it and then really leaning into that. So I really think it's fun. I really like raiding. War attacks are fun. I really like, people complain in my videos sometimes, they're like, oh, this guy talks too much, or like too much strategy, just play. Um, that's fine if you want to play the game that way. That what I enjoy about this game is the strategy, is being like, okay, there's a lot of randomness in this game, right? So you could look at that as like, oh, well, what's the point? Everything's random. It all comes down to the boards. There's nothing you can do. I strongly disagree with that. The boards are a critical element in success for success in this game. But there's a lot you can do outside of that, and that's what you see me doing a lot in war. Is like really thinking about the teams that I'm creating and wondering, okay, so like, look at this team, for example. So what do we see? Center is Tuluria, no surprise there. But what I'm looking at is, okay, pretty low emblems. So the stats are not that high. So this tank wouldn't be as hard to crack. On the flanks, average speed, I've got a little bit of time there, but he's definitely dangerous. He hits 3 pretty hard and gives attack down, which can be a big problem. This flank, super fast, fire damage. We all know what Gravemaker's like. I'm like, okay, so far we have a true tank, 2 AoE heroes right here. Pretty squishy stats, but hits very hard. And then over here, another AoE hitter. So this is a team that I'd probably bring a Proteus against, but tuck him on the wing, because I'm like, there's not a lot of snipers, so I can get away with bringing some more powerful, squishy heroes here. They could die. Again, you're just kind of making some bets, essentially. Or I might look at it as, okay, of the heroes that are going to fire fastest, like the ones on the flank, and the heroes that you have sort of most access to hitting, I might say Gravemaker's the one I'm most worried about based on the heroes that I have left. Or Richard's the one that I'm most worried about. Or Gravemaker doesn't have a monotroop on him. I'm not as worried about him. I'm worried about Richard, so I'm going to stack green because I don't have enough red anymore. Or any of those kinds of things where you could just, you know, auto assign a team and just go in there and just make the first match you see, and all those things are going to impact your success. You'll never know the difference because, if you're like, oh, the boards are rigged and all this kind of stuff, then that will just be a self-fulfilling prophecy. All your decisions will play into that. If you feel you have no control, then you will start to believe that because you will see confirmation for that. And that's what confirmation bias is. But I choose to look at it as there are some factors I do have a lot of control over, and the two main ones are what teams I choose to attack, what teams I choose to compose to attack with, and how I move the board. And so that's what I've really put all of my effort into, and that's what makes the game still fun for me. It's like, okay, here are the heroes that I have left. Which team is best to attack based on how many points I want to get and what I'm going to be, the heroes that I'm going to be attacking. So I talk about that a lot in my videos, so if that's something that doesn't feel like an intuitive approach to you, just make sure you watch a lot of my videos and you'll see me talk about that frequently, because that's the way I think about the game. If you hate that, then I'm not sure why you would still be here this far into the live stream, but to each their own. That's just what makes the game fun for me. It's like, okay, what can I control? And then let me get as good at that as possible. And I think about the same thing when leveling my heroes. Is this a hero that's going to add something meaningful to my roster? Or is this just a duplicate of a hero that I really like that I know I'm going to use? So there's a lot of critical strategic decisions that you get to make in a broad scope of like how you move the board, what team you composed, when to use your specials, what heroes you chose to level up, all those kinds of things. And so that's what makes it fun for me, is like the strategy part and thinking about those kinds of things. So long answer to that question, but I really hope that gives you something to think about, because that's what I think about. Level 69, yeah. I didn't quite get a full level during Atlantis. I leveled up right as it started, and I used about 38 flasks, I think, and it wasn't enough to get to the next level. So I don't spend gems on refills just because it doesn't feel worth it to me for a few more backpacks. You say the team is too soft on damage, then lose against the minion team. So one of my favorite critics here in the comments. Don't think I don't notice those comments. Yeah, so that team had something very special going on, which is that it was all support heroes, and you can see in that video. I guess you didn't see my first attack because I thought I was going to blow right through that team, but you can see in the attempts after that, it kind of blew my mind. And there was just such a good synergy there between the multiple taunts, which normally would not be a good synergy, but it worked in this case because it just made it very hard to reach this team, and there were so many minions popping out that I just couldn't overcome it. I couldn't find a strategy to overcome it. So, I forgot, kind of funny that I forgot I had Bira, who just would have never let those minions happen in the first place once they died. Um, and that's where it's disappointing. You can only really attack 3 times. But that team has something very special going on. There was a really key synergy there with Freya to add defense, which makes, I don't know if you guys know this, but minions function as an extension of HP. So minions are basically like temporary HP. And so if you increase the defense of the hero, you're increasing the defense of the minion because the minion is just an extension of the hero's health bar. Um, so Bira adds that minion toughness with the added defense and makes those minions hit super hard. Queen of Hearts has the taunt minion thing going on, and those taunt cards can get buried in the other minions, which is really good because it's like you can't even, there's no way to remove the taunt. You can't dispel it, and those minions are now hidden beneath another layer of minions with very high defense. Puss in Boots gives another way to call up one of those minions, and his hits super hard, like over 100 with Freya's boost. Then you had Krampus, and I forget who the last hero was. But yeah, that was a very unique team. That's like one of the only, if not the only, all support hero team that I could ever see being successful on defense. And maybe I'll be surprised to see another one, but that really has all the key players in it of the minion teams, which is Freya for the added defense and the added attack to the minions. Queen of Hearts and Puss in Boots combo is incredibly good. Krampus, and then who was the tank? Was it Telluria? I think it was a Krampus tank. Can't remember who the last hero was for some reason, but that's a very unique team. So I see I think you're trolling me, but hopefully that makes sense. Just pulled Wilbur for the first time. Wilbur is awesome, and Wilbur was my primary tank for a long time. Mother North, that was the other one, yeah, so more minions. Yeah, Wilbur was like one of the first good heroes that I pulled from Atlantis, and I maxed his emblems and used them as a tank for a long time. I still use him on Titans, but that's about it. But yeah, Wilbur is an awesome hero, and tons of people use him, even not on green Titans. They use him across multiple Titans because his defense down is so good. Thanks for the answer, and sorry for sending the question twice. No worries, my friend. Need a feed pack about new costumes and new season 4. I don't know what a feed pack is. But I talked about the costumes. Feedback. Okay. Need feedback about new costumes and new season 4. So, perfect answer for you. I've done videos about both of those. So, if you go to my channel and search for the beta breakdown videos, you'll see one about season 4 and you'll see one about the new hero costumes. So, make sure to go watch those and you can hear all of my full thoughts about them. Thanks. I want to start participating in Alliance Wars. Yeah, I think you should. Alliance Wars are definitely one of the fun parts of the game, in my opinion. Mr. Spock, yes. Hello. Is Bertilla worth atomics? We already got there. It was Hansel. Hansel was the one from my original green team of Kingston, Cademan, Hansel, Proteus, Regard. Standard Regard. I don't think Costume Regard was out yet. Why does my chat keep flying off the screen? What is going on? Okay. All right, we got a bunch more questions here. We'll open shards in just a second. I want to make sure I answer all your questions, though. Oh, you ignored my question. Never mind. Well, toss it in there again, buddy. I'm not trying to ignore anyone. There's just a lot to look at here, so it's hard to do that with perfection. But I can say that I do look out for you guys, and I got my year-end YouTube statistics, and out of like, I don't know, 20,000 comments or something crazy like that, I responded to like over 95% of them. So I'm definitely going to give myself a pat on the back for that, because that's like hours and hours and hours of time spent responding to comments. So if I miss them, truly sorry. I'm not able to get to as many of them as today as I was in the past, just because my primary job has been crazy. But I was astounded to see that I'd responded to that many because that was like 20,000 comments or something. Hey bro, nice live stream. Thank you, sir. Lost the war today by 300 points and had 12 flags left. That's really frustrating because that would have been doable with some good hits. So yeah, it's key to find an alliance where people are on the same page as you. Otherwise, it makes the game not as fun. So you want to find an alliance that matches your participation. If you go on the forum, you can find some alliance recruitment threads where you can talk to people and try to understand ahead of time instead of just diving in somewhere and getting the hang of it. So I recommend doing that. There's probably also Facebook groups, and you could go in the global chat, but that's a pretty scary place. It's just chaos. Okay. Hi, Mr. Spock. Thanks for your content. Keep up the good work. Cheers. Thank you, Barry. Hopefully I log in and see everybody used all flags. Yep, that's always nice to see. 6 one-shots, best overall score and lost. Yeah, that used to happen to me all the time. If I got a bad score, we'd win. If I got a good score, we lost. Where's your revenge flag, Neo? We'll see about that. I got Mother North with emblems. Basically, I'll put her... Basically, I will put tomorrow her first emblems. Yeah, she's one of the older heroes that can still be super tanky with emblems. It's a lot to invest. And for me, Costume Regard and some of the other clerics were better choices for me. But I am taking her to 370 at least. She's almost there to use for the very fast wars. And she's decently stout at 370 compared to some of the other heroes. So I think that could be good for the rush wars. So I have her, and I can use her and Albie and maybe Heimdall on the same team. That could be funny. Spock, vote twice for H money. It's a recruitment related comment. I did apply, I'm hoping. All right. Everybody check out Neo vs. Spock on Neo's channel. What can I do with Norns? We already got to that one. How long they need to accept or reject? I'm assuming you're talking about recruitment, and we'll get to that later on today. It's just a combined decision, so we just have to wait till everyone has time to think about it. It'll definitely be done by the end of the day tomorrow, which, for me, it's still Sunday morning. But yeah. Do you think Alfred must be rebalanced? So what makes Alfred overpowered is rush attack. I don't think she's overpowered for standard stuff because she's still, I think with a level 29 troop, she can be slow speed instead of very slow, which is a little bit of a boost. She's definitely very strong, but the only thing that makes her super strong is rush attack. And I'm a little surprised they added rush attack to war as well. I think it is fun, and I do like how I can use other heroes in my roster, but I can see being in a top alliance when you're going up against 15 to 20 or more Alfreiks, all as tanks, it would not be fun. But that's a very, very, very small subsection of the game that's experiencing that. And I don't think we're going to see them make big changes to the game just based on the top 50 alliances struggling every few weeks with a certain war type. It's unfortunate that there is that kind of exploit like that, but I don't think she needs to be rebalanced because in most cases she's not too threatening. Let me get some water here. Okay. Any recommendations on what types of heroes to use on war defense for equalizer wars? Yeah, so people say don't use heroes with ailments or buffs because there's a chance they won't count for much. Clearly, I did not heed that warning because that's like basically my whole team is functioning that way. I guess the most reliable heroes, I won't say best, the most reliable heroes for performing in Equalizer War on defense are going to be snipers because their damage is the same no matter what. Whereas like a hero like Gravemaker could just hit his upfront damage and then do no fire damage, So it really depends. But yeah, snipers are going to be the most reliable. Heroes that just deal straight up direct damage, like Cobalt and Onyx are good examples of that. They do have other ailments, or Onyx does, but they also just deal high direct damage, so that's pretty reliable. But basically, you don't want to rely on heroes that are using ailments. So Black Knight is a huge risk. For me, he still performed decently well. Um, but yeah, I didn't feel like changing my entire team for that, nor did I have a better red tank that I could have put in instead, because my only other emblemed red is Gravemaker, and he is also not great for Equalizer Wars and is very squishy for a tank. Alright, Mr. Spock, do you feel Equalizer? Do you feel Equalizer Emeritus? Do you fear maybe snipers more than AoE hit? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Do you feel Equalizer Emeritus snipers more than AoE hitters on offense? I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Alright. 1-year-old, free to play. Player here, 0 5-stars of Season 2, Season 3 events, costumes, and only 2 4-star troops. Which 10 pull to make with long stashed gems? I'm leaning towards troops. I would not do troops. If you only have a few gems, the amount of troops you would get from a pull are not going to be worth it. They're not going to make, it's not like you're going to go from level 11 to level 23 with a troop pull. You need to do like hundreds of dollars of troop pulls to make big progress like that. So for you, I would recommend costumes, because you can get 3-star and 4-star costumes. So like no matter what you get, it's probably going to be of value to you, whether it's 5-star or not. Like Costume Regard is a game changer. Any of the costumed healers basically go from average speed to functionally fast with only a level 5 mana troop, so that's a big advantage there. So I'd say costumes are the best for people that are not spending very much because you get so much value from it. And you can get the Hero of the Month there, and a lot of the 5-stars are very strong. And pretty much if you have 0 5-stars from Season 2 or 3, that means you have Season 1 5-stars, and that means the costumes will make those heroes even better, and you'll get another copy of them. So if you have Liana and you pull the costume, now you have 2 costume Lianas instead of just 1. So if you can manage to get the costume of a hero that you have already, you can not only use both forms of that hero, but you can also have another copy of them in the better costume version. So I'm going to take a quick break and let's get our terrible war. Wow, that's insulting. Still the best score though in the whole world. No, in the whole between both teams. So let's jump in over here. A cape. I actually need a cape. So I'm in a weird position where I actually need more capes than scopes to ascend Scotty. I have 1 cape and I have 4 scopes. So we'll collect that. Let's combine it and let's hope for a telescope. Tabard. Nice. So that is my 9th tabard, I think. Sweet. You guys got to see it. That's only my 3rd 4-star ascension item from the Alchemy Lab, and the other 2 were both tomes, which I don't need. So we will take the tabard. Awesome. You guys are good luck. So you can see my materials here. 8th tabard. Okay, not quite halfway there. So I got plenty of tomes and blades. Sandbagging my rings for right now as I decide who to ascend. Okay, just leave it on this screen. All right. All right, looks like we're getting to the last of the comments here, so we'll wrap this up soon. All right, Mr. Spock, I got to catch the wild card game. All right, thanks for joining us. The recruiting tool in ENP is so bad. I wonder if you mean the global chat. Yeah, I'd recommend using the forum for recruiting, because it at least gives you a chance to like read about the alliance before, and you can even talk to the person who made the ad if you create a forum account. Costume regard or regular regard on defense. I currently have costume regard. I think costume is better because that attack, 48% attack is significant. And the heal is stronger, so you gain the healing slower, but ultimately it will be stronger. Any idea where to find tonics? Yes, if you come into my refrigerator, I have a whole refrigerator full of tonics, and they're free for guests. Hi Spock, I got Wilbur. Yeah, Wilbur's great. I think I answered your question already, or someone else asked the same question, but Wilbur is a very strong hero, and I used him as my tank for a long time. I forget who I switched to after that, but he was one of the heroes that I pulled early on from free coins, and I was very excited about that, and he's a great hero. He can be used against you by certain other heroes. Like if a hero is able to apply defense down, then Wilbur is a little bit of a liability because now you have defense down on you and your damage is shared, so everyone's getting hit. Oh. So you have to be careful of that. All right, that's all the questions, everybody. Thank you for joining. We've been going for an hour and 40 minutes, which is pretty close to what I end up doing every week. It's sort of funny just sitting here talking to myself while I'm talking to you guys, but I enjoy it. So thanks for all of your questions. One more really important question. What's for breakfast? So I haven't decided yet. Probably gonna go with the healthy option, which is that I tend to, one thing I'll eat often on work days or just what feels like a healthy breakfast is oatmeal, and then I microwave it with a chopped up banana in there, which I think makes the taste a lot better. Add some chia seeds for some good healthy fats and healthy fiber. And then once it comes out of the microwave, pour some frozen blueberries in there to cool it down and also enjoy the slight tartness that those add, and then a little bit of protein powder on the side since that's all carbohydrates otherwise. So I'll probably have the same thing now. It's a good standby when I'm not feeling like making something like an omelet or something more exciting. All right. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining. Be sure to tune into the Watchtower next Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I will get that stream scheduled soon, and then you can save a link to it so that you get a reminder. I'm not sure if I'll do the War live stream the next day. I probably will because it is fun. So be sure to check that out as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.